We have Edafe Matthew. Thank you so much. Edafe, I would always say, Migwa to you. I'll go the traditional way. But it's a great thing to have you join us on the show today.
Chi, and greetings to you, the person with you in the studio there, my brother. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I like to say this up front. All of those talk about grassroots is a lie.
Wow, why did you say so?
All of those talk about grassroots from that AGM is a lie. Let's call it spade a spade. We're too old to be afraid of people. Like they say in the street of Ori, we're not going to fear lion poop. Right? This one is a lie. The NFF does not have any grassroots project. 17.6 billion is good. Again, you can't take credit for the Falcons' performance at the Olympics when they do well. But when they fail, you now say, no, it's not the NFF that's in charge of the Olympic team, it's the ministry. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. They didn't hold themselves accountable for the men team not qualifying for the Olympics. Why are they taking credit for the performance of the Falcons at the Olympics? I find that very funny. Nobody's asking those questions. For me, those are salient questions that we need to ask. The Secretary General, like my brother said, has been there for 11 years and counting. It's time for him to go. And I mean, I'm not one to play the region card, but he's from the same region with the NFF president. I think it's also time for him to go. Let's get somebody else. But that talk of grassroots, the NFF does not. The last time NFF had any grassroots project, Sani Lulu was the NFF president, and that transitioned into Megari after that. And that's the thing, that's the project that produced the back-to-back under 17 winning team. After that, we've jettisoned it. There is no project. Even with this budget alone, you know that it is not possible for us to do anything within the grassroots space. Let's be, if you want to call it spade, a spade. One Super Eagles game costs between 300 to 350 million. Then you talk about the Falcons, you talk about the Golden Eaglets and the rest of them. There is absolutely no room in this budget or in the plan for grassroots. They're just using it to, what do I call it now? Brainwash the sporting community and make it look like, oh, they are going to do one thing in grassroots. Okay. There's nothing in place. Let's not forget that since 2017, Nigeria has not had any coaching course, CAF coaching course. So where exactly is all this grassroots talk coming from? They could just stick to what they are doing and talk about how they will bring sponsors out of get money. And then again, the minister is talking about us qualifying for the World Cup by hook or crook. When the same minister says that the Nigerian government that wants us to qualify for the World Cup cannot afford to pay for any top-rate coaches that we want to hire, are we really serious or we're confusing ourselves?
Big questions there. I know that if I just let the cat out of the bag, bringing you into the conversation, you go all hard on them. But a lot was said, a lot was decided in that AGM in Asaba Delta State. Yes, you've been able to talk about the grassroots development. I talk about that broken records about developing the grassroots infrastructure in Nigeria. But let's look at the Nigerian Football Federation presidents right now. A unanimous vote of confidence was passed on the leadership of Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau for that ongoing effort in promoting football development across Nigeria by the Congress. Now, in 2 years, Edafe, would you say he should be given that vote of confidence, that pass mark from the Congress?
That's the place where we use the social media catchphrase, not be jujubi that. The truth of the matter is, Ibrahim Gusau is, by my own reckoning, is one of the worst NFF presidents we've ever had. If you take us from 1945 up until now.
What are those things that have made him a worse president? Because he's just done 2 years.
Let's go there. I also agree that his hand is tied behind his back. He came in and met a deficit in terms of debt of 3.7 billion to pay. So that's one of his handicap. But then at the same time, when he takes credit for the league, I am almost at a loss where he's taking that credit for. It doesn't have anything to do with the league. GTI, as a company in Nigeria, is taking over the midwifing of the league. And then there is the LMC that is independent or semi-independent from the NFF. Since the days of Amaju, when you have Onuka Rabo, and then you have Shehu Diko, and now Elegbele and Co. running the league. What role does the NFF play in the function of the league? And I hear him saying things like, we bought a communication gadget for referees. That's first of all not the NFF job. A referee is like me saying the NFF coming to say, or Bond coming to say they bought me a microphone. It's not their job to buy me a microphone. If I want to start a media house, it's my job to go buy my microphone. If you want to be a referee, you buy your kit. And so buying referees a communication gadget is not your job. I remember Guso speaking to me too before he became the NFL president, that one of the cardinal points of what he would do when he come into power, when I drew to his attention that since 2017, we've not had a CAF licensing coaches for training for our coaches, meaning that we've been stagnant since 2017. He said that's the first thing he will do. He's reported to CAF. CAF will work on it. 2 years after, we've still not had one. And other countries are having repeated training, meaning that we've not had a new person in Nigeria going into the coaching space, getting qualified to be able to vie for coaching position within the Nigerian league and beyond. So that's a problem for me, because they say that if people know better, they will do better. Again, the amount of sponsorship that we used to have before he came in, they've all disappeared. And these are salient points. So when they're giving him vote of confidence, I am worried. The reason why I'm worried is if you go to your platform will not allow me to say, but if you go to one of the biggest soft drink sellers in the world, who used to be a $5 million sponsor of the NFF, they will tell you that they will never touch the Nigerian football with a long spoon anymore. If you go to some of the many brands are running away, not because the football brand is not good, but because when they give you money, you run away with their money. You don't give them the activation that they pay for. You don't give them the opportunities that they pay for. So they are running away. And then you're here giving this NFL president the vote of confidence. It means that the bunch of people who also voted to give him the vote of confidence are all incompetent, because they are not KPIs. What are the KPIs that they use to give him vote of confidence? Vote of confidence on what? Our under-17 teams no longer qualify for international tournament. Our under-23 teams doesn't qualify for the Olympics again. We also are struggling in the World Cup qualifying group that we find ourselves. We've had coaches who do one-day job and then get resigned, and then you're giving him vote of confidence. On what grounds are they getting this vote of confidence? What did they really do to deserve the vote of confidence? The league does not have sponsor. So let's even talk about the league that is taking credit for. The league does not have sponsor. The NFF are struggling to get sponsors for their project. They can't pay coaches. It's so many things. So I don't see where this vote of confidence is coming from. But hey, it is Nigeria, like I said at the beginning. Not be juju be that.
Okay, but a lot say that Amaju Pinnick came with some sponsors, and the end of his tenure, that was the end of the contract with those, or those agreements with those sponsors. But let me get the reaction, Michael's reaction in here. Michael, this vote of confidence, do you think that we should still cut Alhaji Guso some slack, because he's just done 2 years for now?
Yeah, I am really disappointed to hear about that one. When I found out that he was handed the vote of confidence, I was heartbroken, because the truth is, let's face the facts. In the last 2 years since he came on board, what have we really achieved and accomplished in football? You know, we've struggled left, right, and center. And like Mr. Matthew rightly said, when you talk about the under-17 championships, usually we easily qualify for these tournaments, especially on the grander stage at FIFA level. But we've struggled badly. You know, we even find it difficult to come out of our WAFU group, of our WAFU zones. We've seen that recently. So I just hope that very soon, because I know the under-20 WAFU B tournament will be coming up shortly, I hope it will be a change in the right direction when it comes to youth football here in Nigeria. So there's a whole lot that I disagree about concerning the vote of confidence concerning Alhaji Ibrahim Guso, especially when you take a look at what we've seen so far under him. The Super Falcons, female football in Nigeria, women's football, I should say, has actually plummeted.
So, Michael, are you saying that he should take the blame for what the past administration did?
Well, to an extent, I wouldn't really blame it all on him, because even before he came on board, we were struggling. Shortly before Amaju left, we were struggling. We failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup under Amaju. That has to be highlighted. And even Amaju, if I remember correctly, even when things weren't so well, he was also given the vote of confidence to continue as NFF chairman, unopposed, which he enjoyed for a second time before he left the position for Alhaji Ibrahim Guso to come in. So there's a whole lot going on within the NFF, the politics and all whatnot, which I wouldn't want to say live on air, but then it is what it is. But so far, so good. It's Ibrahim Guso that we have as the NFF chairman. We have no choice but to support him, and let's hope that he surrounds himself with credible individuals who can help push Nigerian football from where it is now to where it should be.
Okay, 17.6 billion naira, it's a huge sum, I would say. But Edafe, let me get your reaction concerning the preparations for the upcoming competition, the African Cup of Nations and also the World Cup. The minister is already saying you must get that 2026 FIFA World Cup ticket. We've played 4 matches, if I'm correct, by my counting. We've got 6 to go. And this decision, is it a tough ask? What kind of decision do you think the Federation should prioritize at this time regarding, having to get a technical leadership, great technical leadership? We do not have a coach at this time. We still have an interim in the person of Austin Eguavoen. How can the NFF restore the confidence among the footballing committee that we can get that ticket indeed?
I think that the truth be told is that Nigeria will not be able to employ a foreign coach. We don't have that, okay? Unless some external forces, external bodies come up to say, oh, we will pay for the coach's salary. If you look at what Ibrahim Gusso have done, he's rolled the dice with Nigerians. What he did was, okay, I have gone to government refused to give me money, but I can't fight government because if I do, they will kick me out of office, and I love this office because it affords me the opportunity to hang around with the big boys. So what I'm going to do is allow it play itself out. So he brought in Finidi George. What was Finidi George's salary? $10,000. And it was based on match bonus. And then told him, you know what, your assistant coaches will not be paid for. Let them just come work, and then we'll pay them based on match bonuses. But that didn't work. Finidi resigned and is gone. And then Eguavoen, who is a football director in the NFF, now was seconded to the national team. That means that he doesn't get paid any salary, just get bonus, which is about another $20,000 per match. So that also saves them the whole contractor issue of getting a substantial coach. But what that means is that the players are going to be waking up every day not knowing who their coach is. I think that if I was Ibrahim Gusso, I'm going to come out and tell Nigerians, NFL's biggest problem is not even all this technical and development problem, is the fact that they are very poor with communication. See, as we talk about relationship and we say that communication is the very strongest bond in relationships, so also it is in governance and business. When the leader comes out and communicates effectively, it is easy to follow. Barack Obama is not the best president of America, but he was a good communicator and everybody was rallying around him. So if Gusso come out and say, fellow Nigerians, sports-loving Nigerians and everybody, the truth is, based on the economic situation of the country and the lack of sponsorships thus far, we are not going to be able to employ that Avi Renard or that world-class coach that you need. But thank God we have a few Nigerians, and one of them is Austin Cerezo Eguavoen. You may not love him that much, but he has served us very well as a player. Let us put our trust on him. Let us rally around him and see what we can achieve. We're not mathematically out of the World Cup qualifiers, but we're walking on thin ice, on a very tight rope. And if he says that, the players know that, okay, this is our substantive coach. We're not going to be surprised. Eguavoen knows that, okay, I have the confidence of the FA. They are not going to kick me out any minute from now. They're not going to do me an Amadu Shaibu or a Stevie thing. So he goes there and he's planning every day. If you talk to Eguavoen, I'm not sure he plans for the matches. He's just waiting and he doesn't know where he's going. And that's not good psychologically for the coach and for the players. Indeed. So we must put all that to bed and then work it very well. Then we'll be able to achieve something. The minister on his own part, you cannot be giving mandates that you're not funding. They say that he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Let's talk about that meeting. Let's talk about that impromptu meeting that the minister called, that had in attendance the NFF president, had Finidi in attendance also. We heard the whole thing about the ministry supporting the NFF at this time due to their financial capacity. So if he's suggesting that he's ready to bring some financial aid, don't you think he also can dictate the tune?
So in Nigeria, at my early journey, I mean, I've been in this job now for 20 years. At the early part of my journey, there's one phrase that I learned, that approval of fund is not release of fund. And in the course of my being on the job, I discovered that 2019, we went to the AFCON. Solomon Dalong was the Minister of Sports. Money was approved for the AFCON. The money did not come out until 2 years after the AFCON. And when Emmanuel Amunike took the Under-17 to the World Cup in Chile, on their way, money was approved. 3 years after, the money still hadn't been released. So approval is not release of fund. And sometimes if government change in between, that money might just go into voicemail. So when the minister comes out and tell you, oh, the government is going to bring money, I can confidently tell you that he has not even tabled that conversation in the federal executive meeting for them, for them to say, okay, we approve money for you. Because it's a simple case of budget. Let's not forget that this minister is benefiting something that he doesn't even know how it happened. We've never had a full substantive sports minister before. This is the first ever substantive sports minister we've
Yes.
had. Prior to now, we've had the Ministry for Youth and Sports combined.
Yes.
And the budget for that ministry, 98% goes to NYSC. Yes. It is only 2% that goes to sports. Sports meaning football, basketball, swimming, wrestling, and every other sport. So that's the reason why we've been caught up in this hole. Now where we are right now is not a case of, oh, there is no money or manage what we have. Can we seek right now, say money will be released? What we do, the kind of money we release is like when we're going to the Nations Cup, they say they released 12 billion. When we're going for the Olympics, they say they released another 17 or is it 20 billion? I don't really have the full figures. Now, my question to anybody who is sensible with sports is, why release money after the fact? Why not have the money to prepare? Why have the money during the tournament if we're not really planning to do some things that are untoward, that are not right in the grand scheme of things?
Okay. Of course, these are questions that we're still seeking answers for. But Michael, to join this conversation, I know that in that same AGM we had Amaju Pinnick having to bid for second term for the FIFA Council. Now, do you think his influence on the global stage has been translated to sport here in Nigeria, football in Nigeria?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's
Why do you say
nothing
so?
really Amaju Pinnick has achieved, or no matter whatever his position is within the FIFA umbrella, that has translated to anything successful here in Nigerian football. That has to be said. And we live in a world where selfishness is one very key thing to humanity as it is right now.
So you're saying he should not get a second term?
Yeah, he should not get a second term as far as I'm concerned, because he holds a position. I don't see the benefits or how it helps our football grow and develop right here in the country. That's my take on that.
So Edafe, do you also share the same reservations here?
My question to that would be, is there anybody in the FIFA Council whose position changes football in their country? I think we're giving the FIFA Council too much relevance.
But we have seen from Morocco, Fagzi.
Because what we're asking for now is that Amaju should go and steal money and come and develop Nigerian football, or probably come and bribe referees for us. Basically, football is developed from ground up. If you're not developing football in your country, if you like, have 10 people in the FIFA Council, it will not change anything. Okay? They can give you information. They can give you back-end information. You can have that global soft power because your person is there. But there is nobody. Amaju is not the first person to be in FIFA. Orok was there. What did we get? Amos Adamo was there. What did we get? You can't have somebody in FIFA and then all of a sudden it changes anything. No. What it will only do is that in case you have issues, like the Pogba issues, or you have
but we saw his
you have somebody on the inside who will speak for you.
I beg your pardon. We saw his inputs concerning the case of Victor Osimhen, the whole, signing situation before the move to Galatasaray. He did make an input.
Amaju did not make any input. We're a sensational country. We're a country of average knowledge pretending to know all. Osimhen did not have any issue that FIFA or Amaju can face. Amaju's position is not also the FIFA O&D unit, where Amaju's position is in organizing and law. So he does not even have any issue. Osimhen have a contract with Napoli. Osimhen was petulant. The only reason we pretend like he's because he's a Nigerian. I keep asking everybody, if Osimhen was a Ghanaian, would we react the way we reacted? The answer is no. Osimhen started a conversation that was taken to another level, and Nigerians call it racism. Osimhen called himself coconut head. And then there are social media, Italian people.
But we saw that on the social media platform.
And then he stretched, but Osimhen was the one who initiated it. Osimhen initiated that conversation 1 year before Napoli social media used it. Now, Osimhen, the same Osimhen, also shut all of us up that was fighting for that conversation when he said nobody should come in between him and ADL. That was his tweet, that he doesn't have a problem with Napoli. Now, that's one part. Now, beyond that, Osimhen went on to, after that coconut head issue, went on to extend his contract, enjoy the salary, enjoy the money, enjoy the benefit. When it was time to move, the club is saying it is the buyout clause we want, like it happened with Neymar, like it has happened with a lot of other people. When Harry Kane was about to leave Spurs for Bayern, it's the same thing. Pay the money. So where did Amaju come in? Did Amaju give Galatasaray money to go sign him? Did Amaju I mean, what's all these praise for things that does not exist?
All right. Okay. At this time, I would love to continue this conversation. Very interesting one here. And you've been blowing very hot, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much, Time That our friend. I'm sure I'm going to bring you in once again to react to the developments from this AGM by the Nigerian Football Federation. Thank you so much, Veteran, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.